Hey guys, King Johnny here again with another 4 vs 4 CWB battle sent in again by Piper. So we'll go through this again quickly. Crusaders of Hell team, Daud, Piper, Terminator, and Tac against Pomocno, playing as the Parthians now, Esrax playing as the Romans, Goodwin playing as the Macedonians, and Fatil. So maybe Goodwin was Meg whatever in the last game. So yeah, there you go. Play it here. And again, as you can see, the Crusaders of Hell team going for very infantry heavy, going a bit more infantry heavy than you would normally see in CWB, and also going for quite a bit of light cav. Piper here, playing with Carthage, has got 4 round shields, so that already tells you something about what he wants to be doing with his guys. And he has 3 Numidian cav, so normally a faction that you go cav heavy with in CWB, now infantry and light cav. Also you can see he has 6 slingers and a Balearic, so a lot of archers as well. Archers here, archers galore, 2 slingers, so the full set for Terminator here, the full skirmish set. Long shield cav, very good light cav. Tacitus does have heavy cav though, and I guess this is why he's spoiling for a fight over here. It really looks like he wants to take an engagement with these heavy cav. He wants to be very proactive with them. I'm not sure how well that's going to play out against all these Praetorian cav, and also Pomocno has all these cataphracts here. So I think Pomocno should actually be pushing against this. I think he should be trying to actually take a fight against these cataphracts. He's just letting the cataphracts push him back though. Tac backs off a little bit. I guess maybe he's trying to... yeah, he's backed off. I mean, I don't think that's an engagement he wants at this point in the game. But yeah, we'll have a look at Pontus. Pontus, again, they do have chariots, but as you'll note, they've only got 2 scythe chariots, I believe. Maybe they have more, I'm not sure. They've only got 2 scythe chariots, it seems to me, and they've gone for, yeah, they've only got 2 scythe chariots, but they've gone for more Pontic light cav. So normally, well, I shouldn't say normally, sometimes you actually do see players skimp 2 less chariots. Depends on the matchup though, and I think Daud's made a good choice in this sense to only bring 2 scythe chariots, invest more in these Pontic light cav units. So again, I think the strategy is to make a concerted push with the infantry, split the enemy apart with their heavy infantry push, and then use their light cav to dominate one side or really annoy the opponent and take away their archers and stuff, and take away their endgame ability with those archers. Because if you can do that, then you can box up relatively safely, and the cav won't even really be a factor in that case. So maybe that's what they're trying to do, especially on this left side over here. On this right side, I'm not so sure. Tacitus seems like he wants a cav fight, but I'm not sure if he really does want a cav fight. I don't think you should want a cav fight. I mean, your opponents have a lot more heavy cav than you. Now, if some of these side chariots got moved over here, then that might be a different story. But I don't think he wants a cav fight in this situation. And I'm surprised Pomocno isn't trying to kind of punish this a bit more. I think it's possible for Esrax and Pomocno to really drive a wedge between these Crusaders players here. And then, yeah, these side chariots, I mean, a couple could go over there, because you don't need this many side chariots to defend against just, you know, light cav and stuff. So I reckon some of these side chariots could definitely go over here. Some of these companions could go over here. And, I mean, these Praetorians are already over there. So, I mean, you have so much heavy cav in the region. I'm not sure if Tac is just putting this here as a bait, trying to lure an engagement over there. I have no idea. But as you can see, some of these side chariots are coming over here, so maybe they are prepping for an all-out cav fight. In that case, I definitely want some of these infantry units involved as well. But again, Tac pulling back a bit. I mean, it's a really dangerous situation. So if I was here, I probably would be really scared of these cataphracts. And I mean, 1-on-1, let's say it's a 50-50 because these will both be gold cadders, but then you put these Roman cav into the equation, and it's definitely in favor of Pomocno. So if Pomocno takes a fight, I mean, he's going to win it. If Tak chooses to engage, Pomocno will definitely win it, unless Terminator can come in with all his cav, but then Esrax can come in with these 4 Praetorians and smash him. So I mean, I think this is totally favorable for the Sith / Immortals of War team on this flank here. I think it's quite favorable if it comes down to it. On this side though, what is happening? Some Seleucid cav dying to Chariot Archer fire. So this is also a very clever push. I think Daud just shooting away with his Chariot Archers. Fatil, I'm not sure what he's doing with this, but yeah, I think Daud just killing a lot of cab with his Chariot Archers, making them do some work. Overall, not very much happening. Not very much happening at all. Looks like a push is going to happen on this side here. Sith and Goodwin pushing up with their light cav and these Scythe Chariots. Very fearsome. I think they're feeling a bit... They feel the superiority in terms of heavy cav, because they have 2 Scythe Chariots here, and there's only 1 over here. There are some light, the round shields coming over, but I mean, they're not going to do much against Scythe Chariots, to be honest. Yeah, this is nothing's happening. This is boring. I think players are just trying to find small advantages at the moment. So nothing really going on. Nothing really going on. Maybe both teams are still working out their plans. It's also quite surprising that there are so many desert infantry here from Terminator. I think they're useless, to be honest. I genuinely don't see the use for them. I'm much more of a fan of pikes. I think if they're not pikes, they're not really worth bringing to CWB. Although that's debatable, but they're not pikes and they're infantry, then they're usually not that great. Does the infantry really only going to be able to tie up a couple of units of cab at best? They are gold as well, so it's not like he hasn't invested anything in these, and these are just throwaway units. He has to make something happen with them to make them worth it. Tacitus again. I'm not sure what he's trying to do with these cataphracts. They seem really far away. I think it would be possible for the Sith team to just maybe collapse onto maybe the Pontic units here. Like you could bring Esrax in. You could bring Esrax into the fold, definitely. Because, I mean, as long as this cav is here, Tacitus isn't going to win in a one-on-one engagement against these cataphracts. So you can... Okay. Esrax is throwing his cav over now. But Pomocno isn't taking a fight. Pomocno is not doing anything. Tacitus again, he's just protecting these horse archers, it seems. So, okay, looks like Pomocno's moving now. Maybe he's going to try and take a fight, but it looks like Tacitus is just going to back off. I have to wonder whether they were trying to like pull cav over the whole time, because now there's no heavy cav on this side. But even though there's no heavy cav on this side, the Crusaders of Hell team isn't making any moves to try and capitalize on that. So all their cav is on this flank, which is a bit surprising, to be honest. I'd expect some cav in the middle here, and I want to see some pushes up the middle. I mean, you have all this Sacred Band. They got gold, silver, whatever. These bronze shields are gold. They're gonna run over these like 4 pikes that are silver that are royals, and they're gonna run over these like silver shields, or at least fight evenly with them, but probably beat them because these guys are so spread out, and you two are so compact. You'll probably just win if you barrel through the middle. And they've drawn so much heavy cav over to that flank over there. They can probably get away with it. They probably only need maybe this one side chariot here to counter some of these companions. The pikes themselves will counter the companions, but you want a lot of light cav. So Pontic light cav, round shields, I think would be great up this center part. You could run through with the infantry, run through with the light cav, take out a lot of archers and stuff in the process. and really cause some chaos. I mean, these guys are so far away, honestly. The heavy cav over here. They're playing really close to the red line as well, so I mean, there's so little opportunity here. You have to take a big risk, a big gamble over here if anything is going to happen. I might double speed this because it's a bit tedious. Something happening over here? Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening? Not much at all. Not much happening. It's just teams sorting themselves out, not wanting to really give up any advantage, but I mean, if you don't make any advantages, you're never going to have any. Oh, what's this? I mean, there's not many of them left anyway. So we have 3 side chariots just pushing up here. Just pushing up with 3 side chariots. They're so aggressive over here. And this is clever from Daud. He's going to bring some archers over, try and get some flame arrows in. But these side chariots just might catch some people. They're going to catch anyone? Anyone? Are these friendly? They're friendly. Never mind. Yeah. Not sure what's happening. Like, the side chariots just whiffed. They just walked. They just ran past all the stuff they were supposed to hit. And Piper gets away scot-free with his round shields. I guess that's the benefit of having light cap, though. I mean, this is just weird. This is just weird stuff. Side chariots here. Light Lancers not going to do much, probably. They're so isolated, to be honest. They're just going to get killed. These are chariots are out, so that was a big whiff. I think just lack of coordination in general there. And nothing even happening on this flank. So, literally just nothing happening here. Everything was focused around here. And, yeah, we can say the Crusaders of Hell team got the much better end of that. The side chariots really not able to make anything happen. Daud basically sacked 1 chariot for the price of 2, so that's really worth it already. The Light Lancers maybe routed like 1 unit, if that, and that's it. Like, that's all they got. I think maybe that was partly due to Daud's chariot archers able to get some damage in before that push, so it was a lot weaker than it should have been. Maybe it came down to that, but I mean, big advantage now for Crusaders, who have taken control of this side here. And Sith/Immortals team still, I think, indecisive. They don't know what to do. They've just been sitting around and not really trying to make anything happen, not trying to... Even the archers aren't engaged on anything. Like, usually you would try and shoot the enemy archers with your own just to get the ball rolling, get the battle started, but no, none of that. None of that at all. The only archers that were shooting were Daud's chariot archers, so maybe that's why you won that flank, but even now, nothing's happening. I guess there are these horse archers in the middle here. We're going to be able to do a little bit of damage, but it's a drop of water in the sea, you know. It's really not going to do much in the grand scheme of things. You need to go for big plays if you want big differences in the landscape here, and nothing is going to change. Also, Parthia, all your units are over here. I mean, Pomocno, really? All your dudes are here? You're not even trying to mirror Tacitus's cataphracts? These archers are not going to be able to shoot anything if they stay here. Looks like he is going to slowly move over now, as he should. Roman Cav also not being very productive. I think Crusaders of Hell is setting up for a play on this flank. Goodwin has moved some of his companions over, but these chariot archers might be able to take some shots at them. I don't know. And I thought Daud also had 1 chariot left, 1 scythe chariot. Maybe I was wrong. Wait, I think I was on this flank, wasn't it? Oh, it was over here. Alright, it's over here. So Daud can bring this over and really just push these push those companions away. Okay, Pomocno now going to reposition himself. I mean, it's fantastic that you have this line of infantry defense, but you're not making anything happen. Like, it's great that you look very organized and stuff, but you know, at least shoot something with your archers, get the ball rolling. I mean, I like commentating, but when nothing's happening, there's not much to commentate on. Ooh, that was what happened here. Okay, so some Parthian horse archers got caught, so nice little play there from Piper. This unit does wrap, but it's probably going to come back since half the unit is still alive. So mistake there by the Parthian player, probably because he was looking over here, and bam, his horse archers got caught. So unlucky there. Still, not a huge change in the grand scheme of things. I mean, both teams are still playing at near full strength. Apart from the 2 side chariots that died for the Seleucids on this side, both teams still very healthy. Maybe 3 side chariots that died. Correction. I think maybe 3 of them just died to Daud's 1 chariot, so that's quite unfortunate for them. But I mean, they still have things to play with. They're just not really taking any action. Tacitus as well, playing very, very slow. Both teams playing very, very slow. And hope things happen soon. As they should, because the battle is nearing its end. I mean, you can't continue like this, or we won't have a winner. Okay, looks like things are starting to move a bit now. We have a route over here. It's a peasant. Ooh, exciting. Not really. Tacitus is pushing very aggressively around this flank, and that's drawn a lot of Esrax's guys over there too. So it looks like everyone is going to all in on this side. Brilliant. Something's finally happening. Piper's going to run his cab over there as well. This unit's come back, it seems, so he can get that over there. And we'll just have a nice, fun, big cav fight over here. I think that's the way this game is going to go. If things proceed as planned. I'm surprised that Crusaders of Hell haven't gone for any infantry pushes yet. It worked really well on their last game, but this game, maybe they're just being cautious, but they're not pushing at all with the infantry. And I think they should be, because they seem to have much better infantry than their counterparts. The only infantry that's better than theirs is maybe these urbans, but I think they're not upgraded. Yeah, they're hardly upgraded. So these urbans are like not really worth that much. If they just push with the infantry, they'll win the infantry fight. It's that simple. They can use this infantry as a base, go for the infantry fight, and probably win it. Probably just win it with their light cav as well. Just quickly like killing units. I think the main reason you can't do that is because the enemy has more heavy cav than you, so they can get around the back, maybe wreak some havoc that way. Terminator going in with all these Numidian cav, they're going to be able to kill tons of these peasants. Yay! Not really doing that much. Oh, these chariots though could get some light cav. They do get some light cav, so that's a big win for, not a big win, but it's a win. And I think this is like unfortunate because that was actually the one good engagement. I'm surprised his teammates did not go on to that. I'm sure you saw that guy because my camera was on it, but he sent that one side chariot in, and his teammates never followed up. They just sat around. Like that was a brilliant catalyst. That could have gotten stuff done, but no, nothing happens. Nothing happens around that play, and he loses the chariot for free. He does kill some like long shields, but I mean, he could have done so much more with those chariots. I guess they're just scared of these heavy spearmen, but really, I mean, they're just heavy spearmen. They're not even upgraded heavy spearmen. So, I mean, your cav can probably just frontal charge that and probably come out alright. Yeah, Pontus, I like what Dad's doing here, just trying to maybe get at some of these archers. I want to see him bring his light cav around here, take shots at these archers. I mean, it's so open, there are no cav here defending them. All the cav is over here trying to fight off the light cav and that sort of thing from Tacitus and Terminator. Tacitus is the only source of heavy cav on the Crusaders team. So I mean, if you can somehow eliminate all this heavy cav, you are good to go. You can have your way with almost anything. What's this? Goodwin going to, Piper going to run his cav straight through the middle, and they're all out due to the amount of infantry around there, so I think that was very preemptive of him. You should have engaged his infantry first and try and tie down some of these. Tried to tie down some of these silver shield pikes and royal pikes and whatnot, and then shoved his light cav through. I mean, this play should have come in ages ago, I think, but this is a good time for it as well. Daud also going to be doing work here with his Pontic light cav. I love to see that, and he should have pushed up a lot faster with these Pontic pikes, which he's doing now, but it's very late. And again, I mean, all this heavy cav just chucked over there now has to come all the way back to try and protect the infantry. So yeah, I mean, that's what they should have done as soon as they saw Tacitus running over here. Yeah, these Sacred Band really well upgraded. Gold, silver, I think, or gold. Some of them even. These Pontic infantry units now going to surge in and deny any cav turnarounds, hopefully. But it looks like Pomocno is going to go for it anyway out of desperation. I think, I mean, these Pontic bronze shields needed to come in a lot quicker. If they came in quicker, they would have been able to deter this at least. There's no point to them just sitting around here and watching. And these cav again coming in, trying to pick off archers, which is nice. Nice to see. Urbans over here as well, but these urbans are unupgraded urbans, so they're just really tokenistic. Not going to be practically very effective. And I mean, they're going to take out a lot of these light cav here. Terminator's light cav should die. Terminator's light cav should die over here. I mean, it's pretty overwhelming. Tacitus could bring in his heavy cav here, and only now Pomocno goes for like the engagement on the cataphracts when it's the worst time. Some eastern infantry actually being useful here and tying up some cataphracts, but the cataphracts just run through them. It sort of distracts Pomocno though, so I guess they've done their job. Yeah, I mean, they take out the long shields, but I mean, they're just long shields. They don't really account for much. I like how Crusaders push through there with the infantry. I think it could have been much more coordinated, much better coordinated. I think these Pontic bronze shields could have done a lot more, given their upgrades and everything like that. But otherwise, I think it was a good play. They want to run in now with Tacitus's infantry as well, and I mean. Pomocno's cav is in all the wrong positions this game. He hasn't been doing well with Parthia at all. Immortals of War still has quite a bit of cav left, but nothing else. That's the problem, right? If all your archers are dead, you can't beat the infantry box. The infantry box is just impossible for you to break. This is assuming, I mean, just looking at the 6 gold or gold silver sacred band, the 6 or 5 rather gold bronze shields, you're not going to break it. And Daud, he better not mess up his micro here and get back charged. You've also got these heavy spearmen just to make things worse, but they're not terribly good pikes, but I mean they're still pikes and they still kill cav very quickly. I'm not sure if it's lag here or something, but these cataphracts are going to get a free charge in and out everything. Pomocno going to come in, and Pomocno going to try and come in, but Tacitus pulls back in time. He should be able to get these cav all the way around here back to the safety of the infantry. I'd like to see the infantry here from Crusaders played a lot more tightly. You don't want to get your infantry picked off by cav at this point, because they're really valuable now that we're heading into the end game. There are only some peasants here left, and the only archers left for the Immortals team are like these horse archers here, which are pretty depleted and tired by now. And I mean, you have these archer auxilia, like 12 of them, but that's nothing. Daud's done a really good job with this Pontic light cav, so credits to him for that. You've also got a ton of archers left, so I mean, if you keep your infantry stationary and you keep all your archers close to the infantry, the opponents can't get your cav, and you're basically ship-shape. You're all good. But I mean, yeah, this is it. I mean, Pomocno just chucks in all his cav. Tacitus, with a combination of his heavy spearmen and much probably fresher cataphracts, just kill him. And Esrax also just throws in his light cav for the lols. So that's it. Like, it was a pretty uneventful game for the most part, and I feel like both teams should have gone for plays a lot quicker. It does make sense to try and set up your team and talk to them for a bit in team games, but I think they took it a bit too far. They just sat around for a long time. But in the end, Crusaders the Hell capitalized on the overreaction of the Immortals team. So the Immortals team, I think, overreacted to Tacitus's cataphracts, so they sent all their heavy cav to one side. The Crusaders team recognized that this meant the left side had a big advantage, so they pushed up with the infantry, and then they threw all their light cav around and managed to kill a ton of those archers, which is really important, and preserve a lot of the infantry as well, because they just killed the enemy infantry for free since the heavy cav was so far away. And I mean, Tacitus, actually, his cataphracts, I think, didn't do much in practice, but what they did do was they drew a lot of the enemy's attention. And I think just an overreaction by the Sith Immortals team, because they didn't need all that cav there. To actually beat the cataphracts out of Tacitus, you only needed maybe the Roman cav there, and that was enough. They could have kept their cav more spread out that way. Also, there was just not very good ways to engage the enemy on the Immortals and Sith side. I think maybe they could have gone for an infantry engagement, and that could have drawn a lot of the cav from Daud, Terminator, Tacitus into one spot, and that's where you can really leverage your heavy cav advantage. So I'm surprised that, you know, they never pushed with the infantry. They never did anything to act as a catalyst for any big cav fight, because that was where they had the biggest advantage. Unfortunately, it didn't really come through for them, but nice game anyway. Hope you guys like this, and I'll see you later.